Hello, hello.
Hi there.
Hi. Can you tell us your name and introduce yourself?
Yeah, sure. My name's Anna. I am an English teacher from Russia. I've been doing this for several years now, and yeah, that's one of my biggest passions in life.
Wow,
So, yeah,
excellent. So you joined our creative writing course last summer, and I wanted to ask, why did you decide to sign up?
right. Well, that's a good question. Um, I guess that the major reason was that uh, I always thought that I was not good at writing.
Mhm.
And once I even bought some creative or fiction writing course online, and it was, I don't know, it was not quite useful. There were just pieces of information there, but I lacked some practical side. So yeah, and then I saw an Instagram post about this opportunity, and I thought that it could be useful both as as writing practice that I might have, and for for my teaching career too, because creative writing is a great tool to use in the classroom.
Right. And how was your experience?
Well, I did enjoy it greatly, and there's a number of reasons for this. I really like the structure, the length, that it was not too short, it was not too long,
Mhm.
that there were clear-cut objectives, you know, at the very start. You did lead us through the process and of who you are, what you're doing, why you're doing this, and what we as participants might benefit. Yeah, how we can benefit from doing this. And then I really loved, you know, the cooperation, the network
Mhm.
that we got there,
Mhm.
people from all over the world. Our group was called the Compass Rose because all the participants were from different parts of the world, north, south, east and west.
Yeah.
So yeah, and they were all lovely people, and I enjoyed working with them. So I did love our sessions that we had,
Mhm.
because we both had a chance to interact with you and with our group mates, and as the big group all together.
Mhm.
So and then um, I think I learned quite a lot as a teacher,
Mhm.
because I didn't really I didn't really think of having creative writing, um, a creative writing group or course or anything like that incorporated in my teaching.
Yeah.
But now I'm thinking of having some kind of a circle, just the way you did it
Mm.
in the course, when everyone is assigned different roles and how the discussion is led, yeah, and how graphic organizers could be used, etc. So that was also quite useful, yeah, and as well to to find it, I mean, to find ideas inside and actually see that I can write, and that's just some stupid belief that is limiting myself, you
Right.
know.
Okay. So a lot of benefits from a teaching perspective, from a personal perspective, from a writing perspective, which is good. You said a lot of good things, but I'm going to put you on the spot. Was there anything difficult or challenging or that could be improved?
All right. Uh-huh. So. I would say that sometimes when we had our group sessions, not every member was present, right? So naturally, as every member was assigned particular roles and had their own responsibilities and information to prepare or be questioned, whatever. Yeah, then we just ended up not having that piece of puzzle.
Yeah.
So that was that was a challenging and maybe even a bit frustrating thing. Then yeah, maybe as a suggestion, I would say that there could be some space created where we could all interact, like all the members. There was a kind of a cafe, I remember, but I think just the interface of the platform didn't allow us to have a more lively interaction there. So yeah. Then I don't know really.
That's good.
As long as people did produce their pieces of writing, they did get feedback on their writing from members, because I was not the most disciplined student, I have to admit it, but girls who did, and guys, they did share their stories, they did share their ideas, and they did receive, quite positive feedback and some suggestions as well. So
thank you. Yeah, that's really good. And it's really hard to, in terms of showing up, I guess the most difficult thing is when, people showing up.
of course,
It's
we're adults, we always have something, you can't predict things.
Exactly. And finally, because you've learned so much and you had these positive experiences, how have you applied what you've learned into your daily life?
Right, that's also a good question. Well, first of all, I did practice, keeping a journal before. Then I did have a break, and then I started doing it again, because I also see it as a good way of self-expression. So it did kind of kickstart this again. Then just knowing the structure of a story and how it has to be developed. I, as a blogger, could implement it in creating my stories on Instagram.
Right.
Because storytelling is huge at the moment, and you needed to put yourself out there, to establish your personal brand, tell your story after all, so that you could establish this connection with your audience. And in my case, my audience becomes my students, right? So it works like this. And as well, I do have a writing tutor, and we frequently, meet to discuss some points that I find challenging regarding writing, and teaching writing too. So, and last time we met, I did express the willingness to actually write my story, because I didn't end up having a complete piece. Yeah. But now I am quite determined. So, and I do realize now that create something in written form is something that we could all do, just with enough practice. And as we discussed with you before, the more regular it becomes, right? Yeah, just the more you're trying to do it, feedback you receive, yeah, and then improving it, and the better you become eventually.
Yeah.
So I guess, yeah, that's how I applied it.
That's great. I'm so happy that you found it useful and that you've found a way to use it kind of going forward. And I'm also really glad to hear that you have like a writing tutor or some sort of support, because you definitely need that. I mean, something like writing, it can be very slow, it takes time, and you need to be patient.
Very.
So with that patience, it's good to have some support. Anyway, thank you so much for your responses and sharing your experiences.
Thank you for this opportunity.
You're welcome.